Hello, engineer. How are you doing?
Good afternoon, Mr. Hani. How are you?
Good afternoon. How is everything?
Yeah, everything is good. I'm going through your this advanced planning engineers course. It's really awesome. Really, really awesome.
I hope you will find it useful for you.
Yeah, of course, of course. Even though we have some experience, but the thing is, we are learning a new things from your courses. That's
Thank
really,
you.
it's everything is new. Yeah.
Uh, how you pronounce your name? Excuse my ignorance.
Jayasakravarthy.
Okay,
Actually, then I asked my colleagues to call me Jay, Jay.
Jay. Okay, Jay. So where are you from? You are from India,
I'm from India. Yeah.
and you are working in India now.
No. I'm working in Qatar with Gulf for Al Misnat Engineering and Contracting.
Okay, very good, very good. And you know that this session is recorded, and you have no problem with this, right?
No problem. No problem.
Okay. So how many years of experience you have?
Totally, I'm having 17 years of experience. Out of 17 years experience in the planning to projects and planning. I mean, particularly in planning, it's almost 14 years.
Okay,
3 years
nice.
in the, yeah.
Very good. And you working in Gulf mainly, or you also have other experience in other
Yeah,
areas?
for the past 13 years, I'm working in Gulf.
Okay, very good.
I
Gulf culture
was
is
in
different,
Saudi.
right?
Yeah, it's somewhat different.
Yeah, different productivity, different procedures for approvals. So it is nice to
Uh,
have some Gulf experience if you would like to continue working in Gulf.
they have some standardized norms. That is the key factor in comparing to India and other companies. There is no such standardization. So do
Yes,
as you like. That's it. Here we cannot go like that. There are some procedures to be followed. There are some standards to be followed.
yeah,
We have to. We are binded to that standards.
yes, correct. So you having a team, you are managing a team of planning engineers?
Yes, actually, currently I'm having three planning engineers. I have been deployed in the other different projects. All are the projects the range of, we can say, 150 million Qatar riyals Saudi riyal. That range, 150, 200 Qatar riyals. The
Okay,
one which I handle is 1 billion for this energy center stadium for our upcoming FIFA 2022. We made one Khalifa energy center stadium, energy
okay,
center. So I've been deployed as a senior project and planning and project control engineer. After that, right now, currently I'm working with other government companies, government clients, Karama for their substation with multi-story car parking. It's a
okay,
mostly I've been handling all the multidiscipline projects.
okay, very good. So in your opinion, what is the most rule for a planning manager or a planning control manager? What is the most thing he should focus on during managing his team?
The focus thing is we have to schedule. We are a scheduler. So first thing is we have to schedule our own logics. First of all, one thing is how we have to focus on our jobs. We have to
Okay,
create our own scheduling culture. First of all, rather than going to the projects, we should have some of our own plan, daily routine plan, a weekly plan. Those such a plan should be have in our mind. Automatically things will move out. This is what I learned for the last 13 years. If you are not planned yourself, you cannot able to drive the project.
yes. And when you say plan yourself, what do you mean by plan? You make some standards. You have already some standards in place, like some system to create activity ID, for example, or how you are managing it.
Okay, getting into the depth of the planning things, we should have some standard things. Like if you go for a project baselines or creating any projects, you should first of all understand the scope. What is scope? So
Okay,
such formats we should have when we start preparing the baseline. Scope. What is scope? What is the productivity? What is the scope consists of? Whether it is an engineering or some sort of things like that. We
okay,
have to define the scope, then we have to create the baseline, then we have to define all the productivity norms we should have. If you're going for engineering also, there are some norms. Engineering norms is there. If you go for construction productivity norms is there. So based
very
on the
good.
productivity norms, we will be having the resource calculations also, how much is required. It's not like just dumping the resources. Those productivity norms is the main factor which is going to drive the complete project activities.
Okay, very good.
Because it is
And
going to give a clear picture. Yeah.
yes, go ahead, please.
it is going to give a clear pictures of the resource required and what level, when, what are the key resources required. Those definitions can be easily obtained from our planning schedule itself, regardless of site conditions. Yes, we do observe there are some site constraints will be there, but we as a planners or planning managers will have a forecast. We'll be having a in-depth of the forecast, what is going to be happen in the project. Even project manager also don't know, but we proud to say that we know what is going to be happen in the project in next another 6 months of time. We can say, we can 6 months we can predict. How we are going to predict? Based on the standards, based on the schedules we prepared. How we prepare? It's based on our understanding in the project scope.
How easy you can convince your project team, especially project manager, construction manager, with your plans?
There are
easy
two
or
ways.
not easy?
It's not because they. 1 second, Mr. Hani.
Yes.
It's not because they think planner, he's just a planner. That's it. But the thing is not. We should convince them. We should make them understand what is the plan. Obviously, project manager, it depends upon the persons also. The project manager who's from the planning background mostly welcomes our concepts. If he is directly from the construction background, he won't agree. No, I know everything, you know to give the things. But it's our responsibility to educate them. The thing is, it's a matter of education in a diplomatic way, not a straightforward, you have to do it. That is, it doesn't work. You have to give a diplomatic way of explanation. These are the activities which is going to drive your project. If you are failed to do this one, yes, obviously the project won't be on the track. You will be losing all the values.
Actually, this is very, very good statement about educating the project team if they don't know some project management general sense, that you should tell them, okay, with diplomatic, yes, this is very nice statement also, that don't let them feel that you know something they don't know. Otherwise, they will be your enemies. You want to make them
Yes.
your friends, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Off the record, even in our project team itself, they won't mingle with us because they think the planners are very arrogant. Because yes, of course, we have to drive the project. It's a project control. We are the one. If you are, why we are arrogant? You are not working. That's we are arrogant. If you are working, we are confident with you.
Yes, this is very essential, because some planning managers, they just say, okay, we are the one who knows everything and everyone else in the project should follow us. And then they hit the wall at the end of the day, because the project manager will not follow what they are doing. They will not be cooperative, and this will not be very healthy project. What do you think?
Yes, they have to think out of the box. We should make them to think out of the box.
Okay, very good.
In all the ways.
Oh, very good. So in your planning, in daily tasks, in your planning, are you doing it the hard way or the smart way?
It depends. The hard ways comes under the daily reporting things. That's all the hardware things. The smart way thing is making the client. Ultimately, we are working for the client or consultant. We are informing the client rather than shooting us. If any things, the smart way thing we can say their daily progress report. If we fail to send, I'm telling you the example, but we can call them and update them. That is a smart way of things. So these are things happens. I will be sending the report in a few times. Here we are convincing client and passing the information to the client also regarding progress. Hardwares, then okay, we can forward, we can advise our juniors to send the report, but the information has already been forwarded to a client. Okay. This is a smart way of working.
Okay, for example, when you are creating the data loading to load costs and resources to Primavera, is it easy at certain point to just change some productivity rate and re-import it again? Is this something you are doing, or it is difficult once you did the resource and cost loading? This is something difficult to be changed later on?
It's not difficult, because we'll be exporting into the Excel, and whatever changes is required, we'll be working on the Excel, and we will be re-importing to our baseline. The main task is setting the baseline. That is the main task. Later than modifications or any alterations, it's an easy task for us. Okay, it won't take that much of time consumable.
Okay. And are you involved with while creating the baseline, or you just keep your team doing it and you review it when they finish?
No, as on date, because even though I'm a deputy manager right now, working controlling 3 planning engineers, I am also a part of the team who will be taking out the baseline things. They will be supporting us in terms of all these productivity norms as well as cost and other things. They will be assisting me. Still, the ultimate responsibility comes with me because I am the one who is going to sign the baseline program from our Insha. I'm going to sign off. So I have to make sure. For that, I'll be involving myself in creating the baselines.
Okay, and you feel that if something wrong with your baseline, who should bear the responsibility, you or your team member who did it?
No, actually, ultimately, I am the responsible for this. Many mistakes happen in the baseline.
Who is
Because I should
responsible
have
in your
reviewed.
opinion?
No, my opinion, then the mistakes may happen from my juniors, but that mistakes has to be corrected when it comes to a manager level. He has to take the leadership. He has to take the ownership of that mistakes. We should not blame the subordinates. No, it's not his mistake. It is not a good way of working because the team rapport will be go off.
Yeah. So it is the responsibility of the planning manager. Yeah. You
Manager
agreed
planning,
about
yeah.
this one. You told your juniors
Yes.
what to do. So once there is any mistake, you should bear the responsibility and be brave enough to say it is my mistake. Because what I see, some planning managers or seniors, they just pass the ball to the junior and they say, yeah, this is his mistake or her mistake. And that's it. They are not accountable for their work, right?
Yes, yes. That should not happen because we won't be working a team. Then the team spirit will be goes off.
Yes, exactly. What about claims? Have you been involved in any claims?
Actually, for the last couple of years, we involved in the claims with the client because the current market trending is getting changed. It's not like previous things. Everyone is getting educated in the planning as well as the claims. So for the couple of years working on the claims, mainly focusing on the window analysis as well as the time impact analysis. Based on those analysis, then we are deriving the factors, extension of time with whether it is compensable or non-compensable. And then most cases as a contractor, we are not getting compensated. I'm just telling you out of the box also because
why?
We are getting only extension of time. We are not getting compensated. Yes, previously we had a compensation. Now we are not getting compensated.
Yeah, but if the client issue you a change order, and this change order caused some delays to the project, why it is not compensable?
That is getting in that cases, a client is getting smarter now. They are taking the concurrent delays. Okay, in depth, if you are enough, if you are very confident about that, this is the main activity is been driving the project. Yes, we are eligible for the compensation. There are concurrent delays which is contributed by us as a contractor or some other parties. Obviously, Middle East culture, we can say it's Middle East culture, it is not getting compensated. In European countries, yes, even though if it is a concurrent delay, it is getting compensated. Here, it is not getting compensated.
No, but I don't think it is a Middle East culture because I worked in Saudi Arabia. I took prolongation course. I worked in UAE. I took a prolongation course in 2 different projects. So it is not related to the culture. It is related to maybe the project, the client, whether he is fair or not fair. But at the end of the day, even some clients, they might argue that if you are delayed, you are not entitled for any extension of time, even if I am as a client is delayed. Do you agree about this statement?
Yes, because they are referring to the contract documents, where the contract documents is very vague. It is not clear that in our cases, it has been clearly mentioned, any concurrent delays or any delays shall not be compensated. So they are referring to those points. If the contract document stands valid.
Yeah, what about
extension of time they are providing?
But because I faced one client, he was saying, okay, you was delayed anyway. I delayed you also. So no extension of time because you was delayed anyway. So is this acceptable for you as a planning manager?
No, it is not acceptable. It is not acceptable because this is a delay attributed by both the parties. It has to be honored as per this FIDIC's law also. What are the delays attributed, we should be honored. Whether it is a concurrent or it is a client or owner context delays. Delays is happened, if indeed it is justifiable, it has to be honored.
Yeah, because concurrent delay is, okay, it is not entitled, I am not entitled as a contractor for a prolongation cost, but I am entitled for an extension of time. This is excusable non-compensable, right?
Yes,
Yes.
excusable, non-compensable. In 2011, we had a scenario where we got compensated. It is with Qatar Petroleum. They are given a prolongation cost as well as the extension of time. Same Qatar Petroleum. Now in 2019, we had a case. Obviously, it is not compensated, but it has been provided extension of time.
Okay, very good.
Even though it is a variation to the contract, referring to the delays attributed from our end. Your delays, it is 180 days. Our new scope of work or new thing is coming 120 days. So give and take policy. We won't compensate you, but we will give you extension of time.
Yes. Since you are in a managerial level, have you reinforced your experience with some good certificates like PMP, master degree, something like this?
Actually, I applied PMP twice. Unfortunately, I couldn't succeed. I'm still learning in the PMP. That's what I learned as a process of improvement. I opt your courses also. Even though we know something little about planning, doesn't mean that we know everything. So I opted your course. Then from there, I have right now I'm preparing for myself for the two courses. One is PMP and the other is certificate CCDA, Certification of Consultant Delay Analysis from SSCM, that group. I'm in the process of those two groups.
Good. You know that the most thing I like about your attitude in this interview is that you are willing to learn. You are open to new what is going on beside you, behind you. Because even if you have some good experience, it is not the end of the world. You might have some good experience at some certain area, but they are missing a lot of other areas that if you know more about it, you will be much more better, right?
Yes.
Okay. Are you using Power BI in your reports or no?
For the last 2 months, recently, very recently.
Good, very good. How do you think about Power BI? Is it good or not worth whatever?
It's awesome. It's really awesome. But only one drawback is like our normal dashboards, we cannot get a printout. Printout in the sense,
I agree with you.
That we have to go for scroll it printed for the different elements or different factors. That is the only drawback. That it's okay, if anything. But other than comparing the negative, positive sides are very. It's a good way of representation. The clients also getting appreciated that one.
Yeah, but the idea of the Power BI is to provide something interactive, so you can interact with it. It is not designed for print. I got frustrated with my first report when I did it because my manager told me, or the general manager told me, okay, we need to print it. I said, okay, it is not designed to be printed. It is designed that you open the link, you interact with it.
Yes.
Then I have learned something that I can do two versions. One version is you can print, okay? You can do the dashboard with some certain amount of information. When it is printed, no need to scroll or something. And the other version is for interactive report, but it is doing great.
Actually, it is good for a meeting purpose.
Yeah, for meeting, presentation, showing the overall picture, then dig down, showing what is going on, where is the delays are coming from, like this, yeah. In the Excel also, how good you are in Excel?
Excel, we can say I'm not an advanced user, but I'm in a comfort zone while using this Excel formulas. And as a basic formulas, I would require I can drive it, no problem. But now the open platform is Udemy. They are having a lot of classes. So parallelly, we have started learning these advanced Excel courses also, which it gives them things. Basically, we should learn out of our box. A lot of its world is open.
Yeah,
we have to explore ourselves.
Yes, I agree with you. Okay, in the Excel as a planning manager. I believe it is required to make some verification and validation. Verification, like what I was doing, when my team is doing some reports, I would like to check this report. So I got the raw data. I'm telling them to make it in a certain format, so I can just double check the calculations with my Excel formula, pivot table or something. And so I can be confident because I cannot review everything. If I'm reviewing everything, I would do it by myself. Why I would be a manager. but I can do some checks to be sure that the report is correct, because if our reports as a manager is not showing 100% accurate data, we are going to lose the reputation in front of the client and even in front of your company owner or something. So my point of view is you should be very good in Excel. Although you might not be using it by yourself, but at least to guide your team how to use it. Like how good you are, and I mean VLOOKUP, I'm sure you know it, right?
Yes.
Pivot tables.
VLOOKUP, pivot tables. Now the new concept which I'm currently learning is index functions. It does a lot of things.
Yes. Power Query.
Power Query, I've just started learning this along with our Power BI. Just now I subscribed these two courses.
Very good.
Power Query and Power BI,
just now I started learning. Yeah, this type of things will let you reduce your effort by 50%, by the way.
Yeah.
And will make your data more accurate. It is not only reducing the effort, it is also having some good and nice accurate data. Also, when it comes to the meetings, are you attending the progress meetings or you let your juniors attend it?
No, actually, as a manager, I used to attend all those meetings, progress meetings. Obviously, the meeting will start with planning only. So questions comes with the planning. Once it comes to the concerns, it will direct to the projects. If a planner or planning manager is more confident on the project site works, then obviously there is no need of project manager also. All the questions will shoot up on the project control manager only. Why it is not happening? All the explanations we are giving. This is what I'm just giving my experiences now. Even engineering or non-technical, all the concerns, whichever thing we are forwarding with, because it's planning is a whole.
Yeah. So when it comes to guidance of your team, can you, because sometimes you have in the meetings some really heavy pressure on you at the planning, how you transfer this pressure to your team?
It's only way of communication is meeting. Prior to the meeting, head of a meeting, we should have internal meeting first thing. What about the discuss about the project progress and concerns, what we achieved. So we will come to know the concerns. So there itself, we are reducing the stress. Yes, client will cause the questions. We'll be having the answers for that also with mitigation plan. That will solve the pressure. That will cut the pressure into off. After the meeting, we should convey the message from the client which we received to our team also to make a recovery plan. It's not a revised plan, to make a recovery plan of the elapsed activities or whatever it is. So this way of working will transform the informations to our subordinate also. And then it will make ourselves preparation for the meeting, ahead of a meeting also. So we will be well prepared while tackling the client, as well as well prepared for addressing the upcoming concerns also.
Okay.
And yes, obviously will be there. Yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned recovery plan. Usually when engineers doing a recovery plan, they got the updated schedule, make some modification on it, and they make it as a baseline. What do you think about this? If
that's updated schedule will give yeah, it's not correct, because updated schedule is giving a forecast of than the baseline. Recovery is meant you have a plan, it should complete within that plan. For that, what we have to do, whether you have to fast track the schedule or crash the schedule, that type of things it has to be done. We are not revising the schedule. Updated schedule is a revised one, which if it is elapsed or delayed, that is gone out. We have to stick to the plan. How we can stick to the plan? That is the recovery plan. It's not I hope you understand what I'm trying to say.
No, I mean, okay, you are creating a recovery plan, no issue about this, but you are using the updated schedule to make your recovery plan.
That is the revised schedule, no, because it is going away from our approved baseline. Updated schedule may be delayed. If it is delayed, it is not with the baseline. That is a revise. We are revising the program. That comes as a revised one, because it's not in line with our baseline completion date. It won't complete within our final completion date if it is delayed. If it is not delayed, yes, we can use that.
No, even if it is delayed, you can make some overlapping, some changing in the duration, and make it the completion date to be the same as your baseline. But you use this updated version as your new baseline.
Revised
acceptable
baseline,
for
yes.
you?
Yeah, it is acceptable as long as if it is achievable.
Okay,
we cannot say that within a one day we cannot.
The problem
Yeah,
here,
tell me.
if you use the updated version, okay, you need to show the planned value, the planned percentage, okay, across the remaining weeks and months, right?
Yes.
You will do it from the baseline, then you will do the updates later on. And when you used an updated version, okay, of your schedule, it will not give you accurate planned value because it is updated. Yes. The baseline, in my opinion, should be without any update. It should be baseline without updated data, no actuals at all, to prevent the wrong planned values, wrong planned percentage later on. The scenario will happen here that you will reach middle of the project where your cash flow sheet you submitted as a beginning showing that in this week you should reach 30% planned value, while your Primavera file showing that you are 28 or 32 for the same week. This happens from the Primavera calculation because they are doing some calculation based on the at completion and comparing to the original duration. And the original duration and the at completion duration are not the same when the baseline is updated. So you shouldn't use an updated schedule unless you have some really good reason to do so. One of my projects, it was the client requirement. So halas, I hit the client requirement. I tried to convince the client that we need to do it in a baseline. He said, no, I need it as updated schedule. What I recommended, I said, okay, we will take the planned value, not from the Primavera, we will take it from the sheet. So we have every week, what is the planned value? Don't look at the planned value in Primavera. So I was clear with him from the beginning that the planned value will not be 100% correct. And we agreed about this one and we have no problem. Have you faced any similar situation?
But right now, I agree with your point one. The current client is not accepting they to revise the schedule. We have to follow the baseline. The previous one, which I quoted you for the energy center, we used to keep on revising planned values also. Baseline one, that is just it's a contractual document that's gone. After that, we had a updated revised schedule with the revised baselines.
Very good. Okay. What advice you could say to the junior planning engineers or the engineers who would like to start their new career? What is the advice you can give to them to start their career? What you would do at the beginnings of your career, and you can say to your colleagues that this was very useful for me when I was young to learn or to do or something like this?
Okay. It depends upon the person's attitude here, because planners are more keen about to know all the things. That's what I understand from the things. If a person is really concerned, there are some different attitudes. Somebody want to be purely technical, somebody want to be in the non-technical profession also. In that cases, we would like to recommend them to have an overall picture first, then analyze what is capable for you. Don't jump like that from one profession to other profession. You stand on a profession, you continue that profession. That would be the first thing. You will start with the technical, then you will go to the project controls, then you will go to the MBA finance or something else. That won't succeed your life. If you're sticking in your plan, yes, in your goal, try to explore yourself. I'm a planner. I started my career as an application engineer. I then went into the projects as site engineer, and they said, okay, site engineering activities. Okay, above the site engineer, you should be having something, some control or some sort of things. And then I decided myself to be a planner. Plan other things. It is ultimate responsible of the project. So I took a stand on the other day to be continue as a planner. Even though I got a chance of project manager operations, that I will take care of the project manager's role as a side one, as an additional responsibility, but not leaving my current assignment as a planner or planning manager, whatever it is. Okay. This advice I would like to pass on to my juniors: fix your goal and try to move on your goal. Don't jump your profession in between.
Yes, very good, very good, very good advice. Actually, I agree with you. How you moved? You worked 4 years or 3 years as a site engineer, right?
Yeah.
How you moved from construction to planning? Many engineers is asking me.
That is inspiration of one planning engineer. He used to drive us. Then I learned, yes, one day I used to drive the others.
Yes.
Simple.
Sorry, again, what you did?
I followed one planning engineer who used to drive me. Why you are not doing this task?
Okay.
Then I learned from you, okay, I used to drive other person also. So I have to become a planner or scheduler who knows, he knows everything of the project. Okay, in the technical, of course, he doesn't know. But as a project wise, he knows everything. So I choose that option. I can be a leader. The planner is, indirectly, we are leaders in the project.
Very good. Yeah, I advise the engineers who ask me about, okay, Hani, I am a site engineer or I am a technical office engineer and I would like to become a planning engineer. What to do? I don't have experience in planning, although I have some experience in site or technical office or something. My advice to them that start in the place you are right now. For example, you are a site engineer. Start doing some small plans. First of all, you have to learn planning. This is, we don't argue about this. You need to learn planning. Now we assume that you as a junior or a senior even engineer, you learned some good planning techniques and you are capable of doing some good schedules, but you cannot apply for a job because you don't have a previous experience. My advice was start in the place you are. Do some planning tasks with your tasks. If you are a site engineer, do some planning engineer jobs. If you are a technical office engineer, do some planning. Go to the planning department, ask them, okay, I need to do some tasks with you. Do you go to your colleagues who are doing the construction work, tell them we can do a small plan to make our work easy. And they will tell you, no, we don't like this plan. We need to change this. We need to do this. Then you will start learning and continue for something like 2, 3, as much as you can, 6 months, 5 months, 8 months, 10 months. And then you can include this experience in your resume. Do you agree about this one, or you have something?
Yes, of course. No. You are well said. First, you should plan yourself if you want to become a planner. The basic, simple concept. You should plan yourself in your routine task. You should plan for not what to be done the next week or next day. So then you can slowly learning about the complete planning knowledge.
Yes. Okay, one final question about the planning techniques. Which is better is for showing the actual percentage complete, in your opinion? Or how many methods we can show the actual percentage complete in the other way around?
Actual percentage completion, we can. I couldn't get. I couldn't clearly.
For example, we can use EVM, earned value management, which is based on cost, right?
Yes.
What else? What other KPI we can
normally
use?
We will be having. We came across 3 set of factors. One is based on the cost. Then another one is based on the man hours.
Okay, very good.
Based on the completed project man hours, how we are using tracking the progress. In that case, we have some lacunas also. The other one is based on the weightages factors. That weightage is directly related with this man hours cost. All those elements. So normally we prefer to use a weightage factors for all the activities. It covers engineering, procurement, construction, and commissioning. If you go for the man hours also, it won't cover the procurement part. There will be having a lacuna in measuring the progress. So weightage factors with the some PMS systems. That is most efficient way of monitoring the progress.
Yes, very good. You know, some fatal mistakes engineers fall on it. They do it per quantity. And it is acceptable to do the weight per quantity if you have same quantity for all the activities. But you have linear meter and the cubic meter, you have tiles and the chillers, and they mix all of this one and they make per quantity, which is a fatal mistake.
Yes, we were not following the based on the quantity. Quantity, yes, we are taking the progress percentage, the quantity, not the measurement. We will be taking the progress percentage from them, but it won't come. It won't be as a reporting figure. It is a progress measuring figure. The quantities, how much you quantity? Yes, this much. Still, that is also will be having snag list. Thus, those consideration also should be taken care. We should not take the percentage in full until unless if you have the customer signed off.
Yes, very good. Actually, I would definitely, you know, that the managerial, all managerial levels, you don't have one interview, they have too many levels. For me, if I was doing this interview as a real interview, I would definitely go, I recommend that you go to the next level. You are doing great, very well done. And in the second level, I would see your work, physical work, your reports. If there is anything I can catch not correct, how organized are your reports, what is the structure you are using in creating a baseline, what is the structure you are using in your update, how you can managing your colleagues, but so far you are doing a great job. I'm very happy to have this interview.
Thank you. Thank you.
You are doing very well.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
And do you need to say last word for this one before I give you my recommendation? My recommendation for you, you need two things. You need to improve your skills, Excel skills, especially the Power Queries. It is very powerful now. You need to learn it. Second thing, you need some academic certificate to support your practical experience. Now you have a good practical experience, you are working in this one. You need at least PMP certificate, or if it's better, if you have a master degree. In this one, you will be much more higher than your competitors if you are applying. If you are three planning manager are applying for one job, they are technically the same, but someone has PMP, the other one don't have. Someone has a master degree, the other two don't have. Definitely, they will take the one with higher academic qualifications. This is my advice to you.
Correct.
But you, the other things, you are doing it great. You have a very well understanding of the concept of the planning and the project management.
Thank you. As an interviewer, I need some valuable guidance. Since you pointed out the master degree, I'm just thinking of doing a MSc project management also. Whether it will be useful for us, because I've gone through things, they're covering all the concepts. But whether it will be a value added for our career growth, I need your advice in these things. For MSc project management. MSc project management. MSc project management. No. MSc, master's degrees in project management.
Master degree.
Yeah, in project management.
Yes, I did it. I did it from Liverpool University. It was online.
UK.
In project management and infrastructure. This is what they call it. It is a little bit expensive, but I found it very useful. They have online education system. It is, you need around 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours per day for the next 3 years.
That's a time factor,
Yeah. It took some time. Yeah, they have something like 8 modules, and then the dissertation at the end of the program. But I'm not telling you take the Liverpool one. I mean, find some online. I think there are many online. If you don't have offline, because you don't have to go there physically to attend some lectures or so on. And start with it. Or the second option is to have the PMP at least. This is will be fine.
Yes, of course.
Okay. And then you have some professional certificates, like courses, like the advanced planning package you took, but to have many other certificates to support your practical experience. This is my opinion.
Yes, sure.
Yeah. Okay, engineer, it was very nice to talk to you. Please keep in touch. You have my phone number on WhatsApp.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Yani. Thank you.
Congratulations for passing this interview.
Thank you. Yeah.